There's a word, and I'm going to spell it to you all because it's one of those words that you have to really think when you write it. Senescence. 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 What does that mean? So in medical terms, it means this, that in a number of diseases or medical conditions, like let's say with cancer, in cancer, if you Google senescence and breast cancer or whatever, what they're saying now is that these cells in our body, all our cells are programmed to live and die after so many divisions. It's called apoptosis, or they commit suicide. But in cancer and in just so many diseases, these cells do not die, but they just continue to produce cells. They're not very well formed cells. They produce a lot of damaging chemicals, and they wreak havoc throughout the whole system. Like in autoimmune diseases, rheumatoid arthritis, those cells should have died in the joints, but they keep producing, and they produce noxious chemicals that destroy the joints. Or in cancer, those cells that never commit suicide, and they keep making noxious chemicals, and it will kill you. Muscular dystrophy, a disease that everybody's trying to find a way to repair the dystrophin gene that is messed up in muscular dystrophy. And you might want to Google this, but Google muscular dystrophy and senescence. So what they've looked at in animal models is that what they found out is that gene has a lot to do with senescence. And so in the animal models, what they did is they caused the cells that are misproducing to stop dividing and to commit suicide, apoptosis. And guess what? They reversed the muscular dystrophy in the animals. So we're now looking at, in fact, I'll be doing my first patient here soon, who has a type of muscular dystrophy, very rare. We gave them stem cells the first time, did pretty good. Gave them stem cells the second time, didn't do a thing. And so in looking at this, we're taking the animal studies and we're going to stop the senescence. And what they did with the animal studies was they gave them natural killer cells. And we're going to do that with our MD patients. In Houston at MD Anderson, what they did with cancer, patients with severe cancer, stage 3 and 4, go home and die because it's a senescence illness. They gave them natural killer cells to humans, and the survival rate of pancreatic and ovarian cancer is about 2%. Gave them natural killer cells, and it went up to 94%. About 34 people involved in that study. So just wanted to kind of let you know about a medical thing that called senescence that really I never learned about in my residency or even today as a doctor. But if you go back and look at the biochemical studies and journals, senescence is involved in so many illnesses, genetic, cancer, chronic illnesses. And what we're starting to do here at the clinic is look at these illnesses not as what drug out there is can we use on them, but how can we cause these damaging cells that the body's producing, how to get them to stop producing. And we're using natural killer cells. They've used them in just a lot of illnesses in small studies. they're part of the immune system. And the side effects, we don't know of any because the body makes natural killer cells. But in people with these chronic diseases, you have to give them a lot more because as you age, you can't produce that. So we'll keep you posted, but looks like there's some interesting things with muscular dystrophy and even type 1 diabetes is a genetic illness where those islet cells are damaged, maybe from a virus or whatever, and then the cells that are left produce noxious chemicals and destroy those islet cells so you make no insulin. Now what they're looking at is they're looking at reversing that. And in a very small study, they were able to reverse diabetes 1 by stopping senescence, and the pancreas grew the cells to make insulin.